Well, thank you very much for coming and listening. What we have is a project in Nevada, along the western border of Nevada and California. Corvus Gold was started at the end of 2010 as a spin-out of a company that I started in 2006 called International Tower Hill Mines. In late 2010, we took the early stage exploration assets in that company and spun them out, dividended out the shares to our shareholders in ITH, and I came over with my team to run Corvus Gold. Work in 2010, 2011, and 12 discovered a relatively large low-grade deposit in the North Bullfrog area, and as we continued to explore that, we found a high-grade area of it, and it's really culminated into what looks like a nice, very economic new discovery here in Nevada. So if we look at where we are, we're about 2-hour drive north of Las Vegas, Nevada. This is the old Bullfrog mine that was operated by Barrick Gold in the 1990s. We came in with some exploration ideas for a large group of anomalies that sat up here about 10 kilometers north of that mine. Started working on those and made the discovery back in 2011, 2012. And we've been diligently working on that ever since. We spent about $35 million on this project so far, done close to 70,000 meters of drilling, published our first economic study in the middle of last year, 2015, which has generated a lot of interest in this project. As Claude said, this is probably we are an exploration company, and the ultimate goal at the end of the day on the monetization of this new discovery will probably culminate in a transaction on this project with Corvus Gold and a producer, most likely a Nevada producer for this. The project is very simple. It's an open pit oxide deposit, very low strip ratio, so quite economic. Produces on average about 100,000 ounces of gold per year for a 10-year mine life. And initial capital to develop this project is about $175 million. That is quite low for most gold projects. It's in a great location, good infrastructure, brand new power line with 16 megawatts of power into the site. Water right that we purchased about 3 years ago that's more than adequate water. This is quite a dry area of Nevada, so this was an important piece to add into the overall program. So this is pretty much a turnkey, easy development project that is quite attractive to the major producers in North America. If we look at this asset, you can see the video will show you a little bit about what we found out here. This is a hill that has a large low-grade deposit. As we were mining or drilling off that deposit, we found a high-grade vein system here. We now have got a new discovery on this side of the deposit for another one of these systems. You can look at the economics here associated with this project. They're quite compelling. Right now, after tax at a 5% discount, our IRR is 38% and the NPV is about $250 million. So this is a company with a NAV of about $240, $250 million that's trading at about 0.2% or 0.2 times its multiple. What we know in the bull markets that we've seen in the past are assets like this in good bull markets trade at 1 times NAV or 1.2 times NAV. So this is a great opportunity, in my opinion, to take advantage of a really good new discovery in Nevada that's going to have some real upside economically. If we look at the future of this project, when you look at even lower gold prices at $1,000, which we saw as recently as 6 months ago, it still produces good economic numbers with IRRs of 20% and over $100 million of NPV at a 5% discount. So this is good downside protection from the standpoint of an asset that is going to get developed. The real driver of this asset is the higher grade part of the deposit that will go through a very simple oxide mill. Most of the gold is recovered in the gravity circuit. We look at operating costs below $400 an ounce. This certainly has pointed us in the direction of, we find more of this, we make a dramatic impact on the economics of this deposit. So our exploration program that we started about a year ago on this project has really focused on this kind of discovery, and we have some early results that look like we're going to be able to expand that component of this deposit. So when we look at what does that high-grade vein system look like, you can look at some of these numbers here. They're impressive numbers. This is the vein system, what we call the Yellowjacket vein system. This is really what we're looking at. And these things are impressive. These kind of vein systems make a big difference in what the economics of your deposit looks like. Our gold deposit is about 10 million years old. About 10 million years ago, gold-rich solutions came up into this volcanic pile of rock. There's a unit in here called a lithic tuff. It's like a sponge. The low-grade material came out into that sponge area, but the main plumbing system here is where the higher-grade veins are. So this is very important to what we see today. What we have exposed over in the west part of our district is the low-grade deposits exposed at surface, easy to find. This was our original discovery. And as we were doing exploration to the eastern side of our project, we're now finding similar type systems that are covered with a barren alteration zone on top. So this district is going to get a lot bigger, and there's going to be a lot more ounces discovered out here. So what we've found so far is a brand new vein system that we call Northwest Sierra Blanca, that's on the other side of our discovery at Yellowjacket. That looks like that's going to develop into another vein system that's going to add significant tons and ounces to the overall production plan. We also have a new discovery at depth, which looks like an intrusive type system. It's got a bit of copper in it, high silver grades, runs about 2 grams gold and about 5 ounces silver, and also runs about 0.2% copper. So a very substantial new discovery. It's only one drill hole right now, but you'll see us put more drilling into that new discovery. And this drill program starts next month. So this discovery at North Bullfrog is going to continue to grow, and you'll get to see a lot of news, exploration news on that project as we go forward during the year. So lots of new stuff that it looks like that we're going to be able to add into the current discovery. This is a moving target. It's something that's going to get bigger and more, hopefully more impressive from a grade standpoint as we go forward. And then there's our new eastern area, which is very impressive for us right now. So if we look at where we've done all the work so far in this district, it's been over in the western part of the district. The eastern area is covered with this barren alteration zone. But we did a few scout holes over in this area last year, and we have found what we think is a whole new area of mineralization over in the east. And that is around this large block of uplifted rock here that has a lot of damage zone around, a lot of structure around it. And it looks like we're going to have a whole nother system over here developed that's very similar to what we have right now. And this system over here is about 1.2, 1.3 million ounces recoverable within the current pit design that we have. So if we look at where we are now, this is the current deposit that we have right now, large low-grade system, high-grade system right here at Yellowjacket, and our new discovery, what we call Northwest Sierra Blanca, over in this gravel-covered area right here. So most of the drilling is going to take place in this area here, and then we'll be chasing a brand new, deeper zone that sits underneath the current deposit in an area we call Savage. So that's the information you'll see this year as we do more exploration. So what our new discovery is, we've got only about 10 holes in it. It sits on the other side, just outside of our current pit design over here, this northwest Sierra Blanca. It looks like it's going to have the same scale and size as the Yellowjacket zone, which is roughly about 500,000 ounces of 2 grams a ton oxide material open pit. So as we go down and look to the southern extension of this, still within the pit design, the current pit design, just outboard of that pit design is our Savage area. This is where this new deeper zone of mineralization, it sits about 50 to 100 meters below our current deposit. Initial discovery hole out there is this one here. It's impressive drill hole, and we'll be doing more drilling out in that area, but it's very possible that this structural zone right here, which underlies our current deposit, is going to host significant mineralization. It's a very similar setting to what the Bullfrog deposit was that Barrick Gold mined 10 kilometers south of us, and that deposit had almost 3 million ounces of gold in it. So the new discoveries that we have out in the east, we'll look at a couple pictures of that. Cat Hill, which is an interesting new discovery. These areas have not been drilled before, which is unusual for Nevada. This is a big hill of alteration, quite a thick zone of low-grade mineralization in here, and some narrower zones of +1 gram material, which looks like it's going to be hosting another higher-grade vein system out here. Brand new discovery, only 2 or 3 drill holes in it right now. Another interesting discovery we have is an area we call Alunite Hill. This is the area itself right here. You can see this is quite a desolate area, and these are the first drill holes to be drilled in this deposit right now. So this is a very interesting new zone of mineralization that we hit. Another situation with only 3 or 4 drill holes in the entire thing right now. So it really has potential to host a lot of ounces in the future. So what we really wanted to do last year was to define our project economically, our first look at it with gold prices that were real world gold prices. That came out with some very impressive information, and then we wanted to drive new discovery. So that's the other thing that we really wanted to do last year. We accomplished those things, found a new area of gold mineralization. It looks like this district is going to get a lot bigger. Nevada is classic for hosting multi-million ounce deposits. I've had some success in my career finding a few of these, and I think we're on top of another one here. We'll see as exploration goes on. Our team is a great team. A lot of these people I worked with at AngloGold Ashanti when I ran exploration for North America for AngloGold, and our very strong board with some good industry groups associated with that. Lots of exploration discovery within our group, a lot of talent here from that standpoint. If you look at our stock, as Claude showed, we all sort of suffered from a downtrending gold market. Now lately, Corvus has had a nice run. I think we've almost doubled our share price from the end of December, so it's been a good run for Corvus here. It's really built around the fact that Corvus has put together an extremely high quality shareholder base, and we've focused on this. We've never done a bank financing, never done a brokered financing, never issued a warrant. So this is really driven by our key shareholders, Tocqueville. Doug's here, I see, that representing Tocqueville. So they're a great shareholder for us, 19.9% ownership of our company. AngloGold Ashanti, my old company, has purchased this piece of ownership of Corvus Gold. They own 19.2% of the company. A new group we brought in called Resource Capital Fund, a very large resource investment fund out of Denver and Perth, Australia. They have taken almost 5% of the company now. Our management group has about 7% that we purchased in the marketplace. So we've got quite a bit of skin in the game as well. And then Van Eck, which is this is part of the managed portfolio of Van Eck. And this is another very good group out of New York that has got a large investment in here. So right now Corvus has got good cash, about 5.5 million of cash. It's enough to conduct our work that we plan for this year and on into next year. There's about 90 million shares out. And it's really a story of great shareholders that have been supporting the discovery and development of a large deposit. As Claude showed, we've had a good run in gold. Gold's been a great performer. Gold equities, this is Corvus's share price performance since the beginning of the year. And we all know the sector that has gone down, the broader equity market. This is a classic pattern for gold and for entering a gold bull market, and we think that's going to be important as we go forward. And we see Corvus as a great junior company asset to own to participate in that next bull gold market. I always like to show this because this is the difference you get with an exploration company. We've all know since 2011 we've been in a downtrend of gold. But even in a downtrend of gold, when you have an explorer that is out spending money on the property, making more ounces with discovery, with the drill bit, you have an opportunity to outperform the market. And this is really why you own explorers. This was the original low-grade discovery that Corvus made. This is the first high-grade discovery, and now we're seeing another building of outperformance for Corvus, and it's really built around our new high-grade discovery that we have over in northwest Sierra Blanca. So I think we'll get to see these trends, and this gives the investor an opportunity, even within a weak gold market, to make money in the market. Ultimately, where do we want to go with Corvus Gold? This is a chart showing the Probe, Probe, which is a company that was taken out about a little over a year ago by Goldcorp. And this is kind of the pattern. Initially, you establish your resource like Corvus is doing right now and building that in. As that resource gets to critical mass and it looks like your project is going to be taken out, the market provides you with a nice multiple just with the trending up that you get for assets that are going to be takeout opportunities. And then at the end, you get the premium that is offered to the company for the takeout. So this is sort of the model for Corvus Gold. We have a great asset, we're building it up, we've invested a lot of money in that, a lot of talent, and now we're starting to build that asset into critical mass so that we can eventually get to the point where we can really deliver multiples for our shareholder in the future. And this is really where you want to go. So I'll leave it at that. A little bit of a video of our little bleak desert that we have out here in Nevada. Well, our property package is 100% owned by Corvus Gold. It's about 72 square kilometers of area in a great location in Nevada that is very favorable to mine development. And it's a good spot to be building a mine in. Anyway, keep your eyes open for more exploration news to come. Anyway, with that, I'm done, and I'll take any questions that anybody might have.